How likely is it that Stephen Paddock could have been radicalized by the Islamic State group?
Actually, I'll humbly say that such profiles were seen before, for people like acting without being noticed before. But what we have to say also is that as the Islamic State says, he said that he converted to Islam a few months ago on the first two claims they made, and then they made another claim, a third claim, with the more official channel they have, saying, giving his war name, his nom de guerre, his nickname, Abu Bar al-Amriki, which is Abu Bar the American, and saying that it was very well prepared by buying arms and modifying arms, etc., etc. And what we know from what was said on the up to now in the investigation said that some arms were modified to make them more powerful. But up to this point, we don't know yet if it's true or not, knowing that if he actually committed suicide, as the sheriff said, it wouldn't fit to the jihadi ideology. But we know also that from the first news outlet, they said that he was shot. And if you notice, President Trump, when he spoke up, he said, he didn't talk about terrorism, of course, but he congratulated the police officers who neutralized him very quickly. So neutralizing very quickly doesn't fit with suicide. So I guess that many things have to be clarified. But of course, if we look at his age, it's not the first person from this age to join the ranks of jihadi groups. We have a French citizen who's older than him, and he's fighting with them there in Syria. We know that they are recruiting in all the layers of society, if I may speak so. And also one last thing about the Americans or the FBI saying that there is no link with an organization. I would just remind you that they never say that there is a link with an organization. For the attack of Orlando, which was claimed also by the Islamic State, they said there was no link, the attack against the gay bar, and for the attack of San Bernardino, where a couple attacked their municipality, they said there were no link, and another attack against cartoonists which failed, and the attackers were killed in Texas, also the Americans said there was no link. And if we go back to 2009, we know that this psychiatric doctor in the American Army, in the US Army, that killed his fellow soldiers, he's in jail today. He vowed allegiance to the Islamic State a few 2 years ago, if I may say, if I remember well, and they always said since 2009, even though he's in jail for terrorism, that there was no direct link to Al-Qaeda. So this has to be looked into very, very, very carefully, because I guess that for them the link has to be physical, meaning that someone gave him the order, someone told him do this or do that. On the same time, today, with terrorism, we know that he could be just inspired. We know that he could have links in Syria and Iraq, or even in other places in the world. We saw that the bomber of Manchester had links to Libya. We know that the German authorities, for example, caught a media officer of the Islamic State who was living in Germany and talking on their behalf from Germany, not from Syria, not from Iraq. So I guess we are at the beginning of this investigation. There's a chance that he could be radicalized, and there's a chance that it could be just a false claim. But if it's true, if this is a false claim, it will be a first important a false claim. They made mistakes before, exaggerating the attacks in Barcelona. On the Manila attack, we have some questioning about that, but such a big attack with such a number of casualties and such media coverage, knowing that it's in Las Vegas, it's in the state, it would be a first fake claim by the Islamic State. And one last thing, we know that they targeted Las Vegas, namely in the latest video. The latest was in the 17th of May from Mosul, saying that they should target Las Vegas as Al-Qaeda did before them.